Hi, it's the News Agenda for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. It's National Goof Off Day and World Water Day, which is important because water. I hope you've taken this opportunity to like and subscribe. Those things really help. I'm slowly making progress towards my goal of 300 subs this year by mid-year, but I gotta pick up the pace, and how am I gonna do it? I got no idea. Maybe... No, probably not. In the government-owned news, the Supreme Court has agreed to review the Boston Marathon bomber's death penalty case. A lower court threw out the death sentence, and this was appealed, tossing it to the pro-life conservative judges to expose their hypocrisy yet again. Not that I have any love for this dude, but come on. Also in hypocrisy news, GOP Representative Tom Reed has apologized and announced his retirement after it was discovered he unsnapped a woman's bra. A high school act that's also bad? No, not high school. 2017. So he will not look for another term, nor will he ever touch another woman's bra again, even his wife. In Eric the Red news, Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, fell for the oldest still existent marketing trick in the book. He promoted the old canard about Iceland being icy and Greenland being green. Yeah, he did that. He's a senator. On the local TV interview, he started to talk about his proposal to disenfranchise the Black Hills from now voting. In alien news, aliens might be real. At least the government says so, so now we don't believe it. Or we do believe it, depending who's in charge. A report is coming in June that expected the detailed, quote-unquote, difficult to explain sightings of unidentified flying objects. It's expected that these things are the embodiment of the logic of QAnon believers or aliens. In Invest in a Flag Company news, there's a new bill about DC statehood up for debate. There were hearings in the House today, and Zach Smith from the Heritage Foundation said that D.C. residents do not need representation in Congress because they have yard signs and bumper stickers.
Framers also wanted to avoid one state having undue influence over the federal government. There's no question that D.C. residents already impact the national debate. For the members here today, how many of you saw D.C. statehood yard signs or bumper stickers or banners on your way to this hearing today? I certainly did. Where else in the nation could such simple actions reach so many members of Congress?
He said that. Taxation without heritage. The Heritage Foundation is funded through the Koch brothers. I guess they don't need to vote either, do they? I did learn this weekend that the Pledge of Allegiance was pushed by a magazine, the Youth's Companion.
Did you say utes?
Yeah, 2 utes.
What is a ute?
Oh.
And the pledge itself was written by a socialist Baptist preacher. He never included God in his version, which is strange, because he was a socialist and they included under God in the 50s to go against the commies. Next Puerto Rico, though? Perhaps. Like I said, invest in flags. Anyway, in obvious news, Donald Trump has weighed in on the Georgia Secretary of State race against Brad Raffensperger, who famously rebuffed the former President Trump's attempt to persuade him to call the election for the Trump campaign. Well, it doesn't really matter. If all goes well, no matter who is elected in the Georgia Secretary of State race, nobody will have to declare an election for or against former President Trump ever again. Also in obvious news, the richest Americans do not report about 21% of their income, according to the Wall Street Journal. They're using offshore accounts and pass-through businesses, and I know what you're thinking, how dare they? In one rich person's defense, he said, what are they going to do, fine me? Then he laughed maniacally for 3 minutes because fines mean nothing to rich people. Also in capitalism news, the U.S.-Mexico border traffickers earned $14 million a day in February. This multi-billion-dollar industry has recently started to hire lobbyists to encourage government crackdown on trafficking to increase the perceived value of their services. One lobbyist, Walter McGuffin of McGuffin Lobbyists, said Our clients bring in millions of dollars and inject it right into the economy nearest where they live. They hire dozens of subcontractors and purchase vehicles and other transportation needs. Why does Biden want to snuff out these savvy entrepreneurs? Why does Biden want to nationalize our immigration process? Why does Biden hate capitalism so much? Why am I doing this whole Tucker Carlson impression? Why? Why? Also in capitalism news, Kylie Jenner, billionaire apparently, shared a GoFundMe for her makeup artist. To her credit, she donated $5,000, but also not to her credit, she's a fucking billionaire. The initial goal for the GoFundMe was $10,000, and now it's up to $120,000, and that ask is almost met. Of course, I wrote a bunch of jokes, and had to delete them all because apparently she donated when he was only $4,000 short of his goal. So, sorry, billionaires still shouldn't exist. Regardless, it shouldn't be on up to Kylie or her fans or anyone else to pay for this guy's medical bills. It really shouldn't be up to anyone, except for everyone. That's right, socialism. And in language news, anyone who watches the news, including the news at Jen, gets to laugh as people try to pronounce Mount Fagradalsfjall. Fagradalsfjall. Is that good? Fagradalsfjall. In volcano news, Mount Fagradalsfjall is erupting outside Reykjavik, the Icelandic capital. And you don't own your own shit news. The PS3 store is shutting down, dooming your system to be what it is, an island of hardware long past its deemed profitable age, shunted down an uncaring capitalist hole. Of course, the console is going on 15 years old, but it's still fun to play some things. But in other news, you only have to kill 3 people now to get a PS5. And finally, in true crime news, the city of New York made 83,000 complaint records of police officers open to the public. The New York City Police Department said they deeply regretted their failure to make it an even 100,000 complaints, and they would try harder to be worse in the future. So that's the news at Jen for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks a bunch to my patrons. Thanks a bunch to my subscribers. Thanks a bunch to anyone who likes me. If you like me, you really, really like me. And please remember, I love you.